What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be going over a team review. I haven't done one of these team reviews before. I've seen other streamers do it, and I want to give it a shot, give you an insight on the reasons why I make my team the way that I do. At the same time, cranked out 14 wins in Hut Champs, so had a pretty good week. And just want to highlight some of the players now that some of these 99s are starting to roll out every single week. Let's get over and let's take a look at the first line here. So it's highlighted with Eric Lindros, Jake Robertson, and Alex Ovechkin on the number one lines. This Ovi card has been nothing short of immaculate for me. I have absolutely loved it. It has been nothing but phenomenal for me. Once again, like if you take a look at the bottom, I've had 123 games played with him, 71 goals, 54 assists. He has a plus 155 rating. He has been nothing but spectacular. I love his shot as well, and he's very elusive. I don't know. Sometimes I felt like the Ovechkin cards throughout the year feel almost like a boat. Like they're not super nimble and agile, and they can't really turn on a dime. This one's kind of the exact opposite of that. As we go over to our starting center, we have Eric Lindros, and honestly, he's just the most well-rounded player I've had. I wish I would have made this team builder first. I made Thornton first. I'm not saying Thornton's bad, but Lindros plays a lot differently than Thornton. Thornton plays like a very lengthy centerman, whereas Lindros, still at 6'4", he plays a lot more compact for his size, which allows him to move, especially with those gold elite edges. 244 games. I already have over 200 goals with him, 220 assists, and a plus of 518. He has been awesome. I do love the fact that he has silver truculence on there as well, so you can use him also as a defensive forward. Then we come over to Jason Robertson. 63 goals, 39 assists, in 70 games played, plus a plus rating of 103. I love his shot. I'm so happy we finally got a Jason Robertson card with solid speed. This was a no-brainer. Is he worth staying on my first line? I'm kind of going back and forth because I'm not 100% sure yet. I really do like him, but it goes into my second line of should McDavid be in that spot. This week I got convinced by my audience to make the draft cards. I had all the extras, so why not? 20 games played with this McKinnon. He has a plus 1 rating, 3 goals, 6 assists. So maybe I might need to change something up here on my second line now that I'm looking at it. But gold make it snappy, golden stop force, gold wheel or silver wheels, silver elite edges. I love the card, honestly. I would say as team of the season, I was scored more with because of the gold unstoppable force, but still, this is a very well-rounded card. Then we pop on over to Austin Matthews. With the Austin Matthews card, 430 games played, 164 goals, 184 helpers. He's just a big centerman that can kind of do it all for me. I don't score with him as much as I would like, but when I have McDavid and McKinnon on each side of him, why not? Connor McDavid, plus minus, he's up to 7 goals, 4 assists. Hasn't scored as much, but he also isn't on that first line anymore. I'm still trying to figure this one out. His team of the year I had for such a long time and was my second highest goal scorer. And I think I'm still going to leave this on. I don't think I'm going to bring him up to the first line. I think I'm going to leave him on second and leave that with Robertson. But still, McDavid's one of the best cards you can play with. I've had nothing but great things to say all year round. As we move to the third line, we got Mario Lemieux, plus 675. I've had over 1,200 games with him. By far the most probably on my team, minus Gretzky, but Gretzky's no longer on here. 419 goals, 488 assists, a plus 675 rating. Wherever I put him, he's been as high as my first line. He's been all the way down to the fourth line. He's actually been off the team, but no matter what, when he finally got the speed added to him, he has been nothing short of an immaculate player for me. Then we move over to the new 99 that I built, Trevor Linden. 4 goals, 3 assists in 20 games played. He has a plus 10 rating. The biggest thing I use him for is he's a facilitator. He has silver truculence on, silver on top four, silver quick draw. I use him as a traditional centerman. Plus, I also use him on the PK as well. But I've loved this card. He plays very, very well. He reminds me of just a slightly smaller Lindros. Not as good of abilities as Lindros, but still an immaculate card nonetheless. And then this is one of my favorite ones that I've made. Matt Duchene. I loved his MSP for the Heroes. That was a 96 overall earlier in the year. 20 games played. We got 5 goals, 6 assists. He's plus 12 in the ratings. And honestly, like, I got nothing bad to say about this card. I think he should have more goals. I can't tell you how many times I've ringed something off the post, but with him having gold wheels plus silver make it snappy, it's a phenomenal card to have, mixing that with silver elite edges. As we move on to our fourth line, I got Gordie Howe still here, 6', 205. I love the gold truculence. He is also my big guy on the PK, but he's been great. Plus 240 rating, 268 games played, 92 goals, 65 assists. He doesn't score for me as much anymore because he is on that fourth line, but when it comes time for the penalty kill, he's been nothing short of immaculate for me. Moving over to Joe Thornton, my other team builder. 46 goals, 57 assists, and 324 games played. He's mostly played on the fourth line since I got him. I had him as a first line center until I made Lindros, and then I realized the difference between the two, and I moved Joe Thornton way down. Lindros just plays night and day difference, plus the abilities. I think Thornton kind of got shorted on some of his abilities, having like Total Eclipse be his gold one. Is he a good card? Yes. He has been absolutely awesome, but like he is not first line material for me and how I like to play. Then we finish up with Jaromir Jagr, 42 goals, 23 assists, and 123 games played. He has a plus 93 rating. Awesome card. I got silver making snappy on it. He has a sweet shot, but 6'3", 254. He's hard to bump off the puck. That's why I have him a little bit farther down. But he also kind of moves slightly like a boat, for me anyways. He's not as nimble, so I can't just stop on a dime and pivot and make a lot of those cool moves. And that kind of wraps it up for my offense. So let's go take a look at the defense. And it starts out with the right defenseman, Rob Blake, team builder. He's been here since I got him. Plus 218 rating in 123 games played, 32 goals, 91 helpers. I mean, silver elite edges is a must if you're going to use this Rob Blake card because of how big he is at 6'4", 220. But silver quick pick, silver born leader, and gold truculence, always good items to have. I feel like the later on you get in the season, right now with all these 99s releasing, you really want to have a special emphasis on something like that gold truculence or maybe gold shutdown, where you can knock guys off the puck and really hit into them on their stamina. His partner, 99 Zdeno Chara, was an easy make for me. Gold shutdown, silver quick pick, and honestly, there's been a few Hut Champs games that I had this week, fronted by Zdeno Chara and Rob Blake, where we only allowed not even 10 shots in an entire game of Hut Champs. That's immaculate, and I owe a lot of it to like the length and size that Zdeno Chara presents as a left defenseman. His reach is just incredible, and he knocks guys off the puck. And when I can do that, I can really kind of own time of possession. I can play my style, and it forces them to play my game. As we go on, 99 Seth Jones. Yes, I was one of the few that cranked out all 127 games for it. Honestly, I could argue he is better than Rob Blake for the style that I play, and I'm thinking of swapping him and Rob Blake around. I've been going back and forth on it. If you guys have any input, I'd love to hear it. Seth Jones just moves a lot more nimble for me, which I think would complement with Zdeno Chara, and we might see that moving forward. But 51 goals, 54 helpers, plus 153 rating in 154 games. Not bad at all. Victor Hedman, he's made his way back to the team now that he got the 99 release this week at 6'7", 244. The two-headed monster between Chara and Hedman with their length between 6'9" and 6'7". It's nothing short of awesome for me now because we have silver elite edges put on him. But 380 games played, 34 goals, 129 helpers, plus 344 rating. Once again, his size really comes into play as far as his length goes on getting the puck out of there. I don't really need to hit with them when I can pop it out of their hands. Then we got 99 Alex Pietrangelo, 6'3", 215. I've loved this card. I have silver shutdown put on it, but 229 games played, 221 assists. And a lot of that I know comes from the challenges you had to do to get him up to a 99, but still, That's a lot of points for a plus 483 rating. And Roman Yossi, subtly one of the best cards that I ended up making for a 99 overall. In 180 games played, he has a plus 402 rating. He was my first line defenseman on the left side for a long time until pretty much this week with Chara coming out and then Hedman getting his upgrade. I mean, Yossi was anchoring as the first line defenseman and he did it great. I loved what he did for me defensively, but I have to have size now that we're kind of getting into that. So that wraps up the defenders. Let's take a look at the goalies. And honestly, the goalies, it's a crapshoot. I've had team of the season Hellebuck for a long time. We're sticking with them, but 356 games. He has 265 wins, 91 losses. His save percentage is 82-10. I think it should be 92-10, to be honest, because he's played really, really good with a 239 goal allowed. And then I made Dominik Hasek because I wanted the 99 club across the entire board. He hasn't seen any ice time. I've seen him on a couple of teams I faced in Hut Champs this week. I think I'll stick with Hellebuck for now, but that's all I got. I just wanted to do a quick team review. I also want to take a look at some of those 99s, and I'll give you my thoughts on just a quick blind ranking. Out of the 99s, the ultimate ones that just came out this week, I think it's worth looking into and making if I'm in anybody's shoes here. As we take a look at some of these preseason cards that also came out, me personally, I'm not making any of them because I don't want to shoot myself in the foot if they make another banger like Jason Robertson was. But other than that, if we go over to the Hut Heroes, as I'm just like scrolling through this, sorry about killing time. I'll try to edit this out, even though it's definitely not going to be edited out. As we take a look at some of the 99s that got released, a good chunk of them came from these Hut Heroes, 4 of them to be exact. We had Nick Arthropov, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, but 6'6", 245. He is a gigantic player. Honestly, he just reminds me of a taller Joe Thornton with a little bit more size. Especially when you see gold total eclipse and silver big tipper. I have them in my last spot out of the 6 that were released. I love the size, don't get me wrong. I think he would do great without the abilities, but honestly, if I made him, he'd be my 4th line center and he would just replace 99 team builder Thornton. Other than that, like, there's nothing that really jumps out of his abilities that makes me think, oh, I need him on my team right now. Zdeno Chara I have as the number 1 choice. So we go from 6 to number 1. He is a must-make if you haven't already. He is easily probably the best defenseman in the game at 6'9", 250. Has great abilities between Silver Thunderclap, Silver 1T, Silver Quick Pip, Silver Bouncer, Silver Senda, and Gold Shutdown, which I love Gold Shutdown personally. This is a must-make for 99 overall at 6'9", 250 pounds. Trevor Linden, I honestly have at the number 2 spot. I really like his build at 6'4", 220. His abilities are really, really good as well with Silver Quick Draw, Silver Close Quarters, Silver Unstoppable Force, Silver Truculence, which I love on a forward personally, Silver Tape to Tape, and Goldborn Leader. So now, like I said before, number 1 I had Chara, number 2 I had Linden, number 6 was Arthropov. Then we go to Matt Duchene, and Matt Duchene comes in beautifully into my number 3 spot. 6'1", 210. I like him because he just plays bigger than what the card size is. I don't know if you guys have had the same thing or not, but let me know down below in the comments section. But Duchesne just always seemed to play bigger than what his card was. Same goes for like the McDavids, Makars, and I really like the combination of having your silver lead edges with your gold wheels, and as of course I'm still going to put on Make It Snappy, but Silver Unstoppable Force, you can argue he would be in a top line. It has great abilities, probably the best abilities out of the ones that got released personally for my liking. And that wraps up the 4 that are in the Hut Heroes section. So like I said before, here's it, from left to right it goes 6, 1, 2, 3 for me. Now let's go hunt down these other 2. I know that we got one in, let's take a little look here. I gotta go farther to the right. now I'm understanding the power of what editing is going to do for me moving forward. But we got the 94 anniversary, and that's where we're going to find our 99 Jeremy Roenick. And I also like showing you how I get to him because this is my first year still streaming, so I like seeing how I get to things. I have him in at the number 4 spot, 6'1", 205. I did not make him, but silver elite edges, silver truculence, silver off the rush, silver make it snappy, silver tape, and gold unstoppable force. Once again, he has great abilities. Like him and Duchesne are kind of like, opposites. So Roenick's your right-handed shooter, Duchesne's your left-handed shooter. I just like Duchesne's shot a little bit more. I don't know, it feels a little bit different coming off the stick, me personally, but I do like the fact that he does have silver unstoppable force. The only difference is you're not going to see wheels on this guy, and I think that does kind of play into a role why I also have him in at the number 4 spot. But that's just me personally. His last one in Elites, if I remember right. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. Probably wrong. But, wrapping up, I'll go back. I'll take a look at the last guy that I seem to be just mentally spacing on right now for that final 99 spot. And if I'm forgetting about it, maybe he's just not noticeable for me. But I also like showing you guys how I get to this point. Let's take a little peek. Who am I missing here? I know I'm missing somebody. Bobby Orr. How could I forget about Bobby Orr? And Bobby Orr I have in the number 5 spot. Just from a size perspective, Bobby Orr is just a little bit too small. But honestly, he's one that also plays bigger than his size. So don't discredit it. He's a phenomenal left defenseman. But I went with size on this one instead of Bobby Orr. I mean, like, he easily... I went back and forth on if I was going to make him and insert him into the lineup. But 6 foot, $198. He has gold wheels. He has silver lead edges, heat seeker. I mean, this is a true offensive defenseman. If you like Quinn Hughes, or you're still using Quinn Hughes, take a look at maybe making Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr has a little bit more size to him as far as, like, height, and I think weight as well. But me personally, Bobby Orr, when he came out, was the best card in the entire game. He just played differently. He played larger to life, but he's number 5 just from a size perspective for me. But don't discredit that. At the end of the day, all 6 of those cards are 99 overall. You can't go wrong with any one of them personally. And that's my ranking system on the 699s that you kind of got to make. That's all I got also as well for those team reviews. This is my second video ever. If you like what you see, please subscribe down below. I'd love to see you back here as we kind of creep closer and closer to NHL 25. And when that news does come out, I will do my best to cover it and give you my perspective on it. Keep in mind, this is still year 1 of me streaming and stuff like that. So if you like what you see, I am live every single day on Twitch. If not, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday fun day, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you back here for the next review. Take care and have a great rest of your evening.